Mixed open. We were about even on the advanced decline line, drifted a little lower since then. The S&P is off the lows. Dow's got a lot of problems with Boeing. But GM isn't the only one talking about higher costs, stronger dollar. These higher costs, stronger dollar is a bit of a theme now. It's been developing. You heard from Phil talking about GM, but in the last couple of days, we've heard from Whirlpool, we've heard from Illinois Tool Works, we've heard from Kimberly-Clark. Even Coca-Cola, which had a pretty good report overall, talked about higher material costs for them. So this is a persistent theme, but it's impacting companies in different ways. Some of them, Whirlpool, Illinois Tool Works, Kimberly-Clark, they were lowering their guidance. Coke is not. Avery Dennison yesterday, which makes labeling and packaging material, they raised their guidance even though they talked about the impact of higher costs. So it's impacting companies different ways. Some can raise prices, some can't. It's not a uniform story, but higher costs and stronger dollar in some circumstances is definitely a bit of a headwind. Coke, I should note, mentioned currency headwinds as well. But then other companies are raising guidance. Now, what's interesting today is we've got companies raising guidance, but the guidance is kind of underwhelming. Ingersoll Rand, there's a company that does heating and ventilation. You'd think they would talk a lot about higher costs, but very little discussion amongst them. They raised their guidance, they raised their dividend. They had a terrific report overall and didn't say a lot about cost impacts. Boeing, though, the guidance there, they missed on the operating problem, but their full-year revenue guidance was raised, but not their earnings guidance. That's underwhelming guidance, and you see the impact. Northrop also, not bad. They raised their guidance, their EPS guidance as well, but you can see the street's not terribly impressed with that, and so the whole defense complex is weak. AT&T, same thing. They raised the earnings per share to the high end of the 350 range. That's also a raise, but again, street's not terribly impressed. So this is a little bit of a problem. Generally, raise guidance, a good thing, but when the street's expecting it, it's a little underwhelming. You don't get any reaction. You get a negative reaction. Meantime, just take a look at the sectors, and you can see the industrials are under pressure as a sector, and that's because Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, they're all under pressure right now. So that's kind of keeping the industrial sector down. The consumer discretionary is also weak. Banks have not been doing anything for the last couple of days. A little strength in consumer staples. I mentioned Coke doing okay. The tech sector okay. Corning had an okay number. Juniper's up. Micron also to the upside right now. I want to remind everybody just how strong the market has been. I know we have this argument that there's 5 FANG stocks and they're the only ones that matter. That is a completely wrong argument. While they are moving the market in terms of market capitalization and impact, the S&P is 1.8% from a historic high, but the equal weight S&P, weight all 500 equally, they're only 3% from an historic high. So I don't want to hear that only 5 stock matters and it's not worth bothering to invest in anything else. That's just wrong. Mid-cap, only 2% from an historic high. That's not FANG. Russell 2000 as well. Finally, all these people behind me, they're all boisterous and happy. Bloom Energy, which is going to go public right now in a few minutes. 18 million shares at 15, high end of the range. Clean power generation. This is a 3-time CNBC disruptor. Guys, back to you.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.